Today, I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 major free agents that may sign with the San Diego Padres. How's it going, everyone? My name is Friar. Welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 free agents, and I'm going to be ranking them in this video on probability they sign with the San Diego Padres. These guys are coveted because they're the best of their position. They're the best players in baseball. And let's say it's not off the table we can sign one of these guys. Papa Pete can open that checkbook, and it could be all over, and we could end up with one of these top 5 guys in my mind. Let's go and hop right into this. So starting off with the most likely, in my opinion, that's going to be Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon is coming off of a career year. This guy had 14 wins, a 2.88 ERA. He pitched in 31 games. He had almost 180 innings, 237 strikeouts with a 1.03 whip. Now, Rodon is one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's a lefty. He's also on the younger side. There's not enough positive things I can say about this guy. Now, why did he end up on the Giants this year on a cheaper contract? Well, there was injury concerns, and those injury concerns are clearly out the window. This guy pitched almost 180 innings and was pumping Ched the whole time. If you guys don't remember, as a Padre fan, there's multiple times where he went deep in games against us. Now let's go ahead and hop into the projected contract on Rodon. His projected AAV is going to be 32.4. The market value on SpotRack has him at 6 years, 194 million. Now, I would pay for it, and this is my big thing with Rodon. He is only 29 years old, and you're talking about signing a guy to a 6-year contract at 29 years old. Well, yeah, maybe you can say he's not going to pitch good when he's 35, but look at Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish is what, 56 years old, and he's pitching the way he's pitching? Now, the big thing is we don't have any starting pitchers locked down through 2024 except for Joe Musgrove. Now you're giving me a chance to lock down another starting pitcher. I am completely all in. This guy's a gamer. He is under Boris Corp, so he's going to get paid, but this guy is a great pitcher and someone that I would like to see the Padres go after. Hopping on to number 2 on this list, that's going to be Jacob deGrom, one of the best pitchers in baseball. We already know how good this guy is. Let's go ahead and talk about the numbers from last year. Jacob deGrom had a considerable down year last year. He only pitched 64 innings because he had injury scares. He only started 11 games. He had a 3.08 ERA. Yeah, 3.08 ERA, and he had a down year. We're talking about a guy that has a career 2.52 ERA. He was only 5-4. I mean, I personally don't care for wins and losses. I'm throwing it out there if you guys are interested in the stat. He had 102 strikeouts in 64 innings with an 0.75 whip. I mean, I don't know what you guys want me to say. You know who this is. You know who Jacob deGrom is. Jacob deGrom is one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's actually the best pitcher in baseball when he's healthy. I mean, his stuff's insane. If you don't remember facing him in the wild card, it felt like we were getting lucky. I mean, the guy throws 100 and he's a starter. Like, that is ridiculous. The question is his elbow going to be able to hold up? You know, a lot of injury concerns. That's one of the things that scares me. Now, if we go and hop into SpotRack's prediction, he has Jacob deGrom at $45.1 million a year. 3 years, $135 million is their projection for Jacob deGrom. He is 34 years old right now. Now, the interesting thing with me with deGrom is he's obviously a great pitcher. He's obviously a guy that's gonna help you win a World Series. But is he gonna stay healthy? Now, a lot of interesting things, and I put him behind Rodon on this list. A lot of people believe that we have one of the better shots to get Jacob deGrom. I don't know about that, but I'm putting him number 2 on this list because I think he's one of the most important pieces of the puzzle, I should say, to building this San Diego Padres team to winning a World Series. You add Jacob deGrom to our rotation, all we need is, if we had Jacob deGrom last year, we win the World Series. If we had Carlos Rodon last year, we win the World Series. We were a 4th starter away from being a World Series caliber winning team, you know? That's at least in my opinion. Now let's go and hop into the 3rd person on this list. 3rd person on this list is going to be the man from the Bronx, the big boy, 99, all rise, Aaron Judge. Now, Aaron Judge, I don't even need to really get started on these numbers from this year. You guys know what he did, but I'm going to list them off real quick. He had 177 hits, 62 home runs, 131 RBIs. He hit 311 with a 425 on-base percentage and a 1.111 OPS. I mean, that's insane. Aaron Judge is one of the best players in baseball. There's no questioning it. But it's when he stays healthy is the big key to him. And he stayed healthy this year, and look what he did. Aaron Judge is a beast. Now, SpotRack has him projected to make $37.9 million. at his age 30 season, just wrapping up. They're having him at 8 years, $303 million. Now, I think there's been flirted ideas that we could get Aaron Judge, and I'm not saying it's going to happen by any stretch. I personally believe he's probably going to end up on the Giants. I think the Giants are going to spend a lot to get Aaron Judge. But at the end of the day, it's Aaron Judge. There's only so many players that come around to the level of Aaron Judge. And Aaron Judge, you put him in that 4-hole behind Machado with Tatis, Soto, and Machado in front of him, we may score 20 runs every single game. Like, the rest of the bottom of the lineup doesn't matter because they're going to have to face him. When you create a lineup where teams have to face the bottom of the lineup, that's when you see success from guys like Austin Knoll. That's when you see success from guys like Ha-Seong Kim. You throw Brandon Drury in the mix as well, watch out. This could be an insane, insane lineup. Fourth on the list, and kind of a wild card, and I've mentioned having him on the Padres so far this offseason, and it's a guy that I really think is one of the best players in baseball, one of the most clutch players in baseball. He is only 28 years old. And we're talking about Carlos Correa. Now, Carlos Correa just came off the season where he hit 22 home runs, had a 291 batting average, a 366 on-base percentage, and 833 OPS, and nobody talked about this season. I feel like nobody talked about this season, maybe because he was on the Twins, but Carlos Correa was not mentioned at all this season, and he's one of the best players in baseball. He was a first pick in the draft in 2012. There's nothing better I can say about Carlos Correa. Now let's hop right into the financials. He's 28 years old, like I already mentioned. They're expecting to make $31.7 million AAV, 8 years, $254 million. Now, the interesting thing about Carlos Correa, this is a little more than his projection last year. I believe he is a Boras Corp agent, by the way. But, Correa likes to sign these contracts where he's making high AAV with opt-outs and a chance to win a World Series. He believed that the Twins were a team that was going to be a competitive team. And the Twins were also a very wild card team, in my opinion. But just ignoring that, you're talking about a guy that has the keys in the postseason. I mean, how many times have you seen Carlos Correa go off in the postseason? He's one of the best postseason performers in the last 20 years, in my opinion. I put him up there with David Ortiz, and he's a beast, He's the third-ranked shortstop, according to SpotRack, ninth-ranked player in MLB. We're talking about another top 10 Major League Baseball player. So now we're going to go ahead and hop into the last person on this list. The last person on this list is going to be Trea Turner. And I'm going to say this right away, and I'm going to preface this. I am not a big Trea Turner guy. I threw him on the list. People see him as a top player, and he could play center field. So I'm going to throw him on this list. But what do I think about Trea Turner? I think he's a super athlete who isn't extremely polished off in baseball. But breaking down his numbers, he hit almost 300 this season with a 343 on-base percentage, 809 OPS. Now, the difference between batting average and OBP isn't that clear. It's nothing crazy. I'm not a big fan of that. His OPS isn't that high. He's obviously more of a singles hitter. He did hit 21 home runs. So the fact that he hit 21 home runs with an 809 OPS is very interesting. He had 100 RBIs and had 27 stolen bases. Yes, you can throw him in center field. And if you throw him in center field, the Padres are automatically a better team. Just for reference, Trea Turner was drafted by the Padres, and we traded him in the Will Myers trade. Just throwing it out there for everyone who's interested. But yes, Trea Turner is an amazing baseball player. Yes, he's a player that if you have an opportunity to get him on your team, you probably will. I think his swing's a little crappy, but I'm not going to shit on Trea Turner. We're talking about the possibility of him coming to the San Diego Padres. Now, his AAV is $33.6 million. 6 years, $200 million is projected. He's in his age 29 season, just wrapping up. He's ranked, like I said, he's tied with Correa. MLB ranked 9. Shortstop ranked 3. If they're considered the same rank, Correa has a cheaper AAV. Correa's younger. I gotta take Carlos Correa in this situation. That's why I put him ahead of him on the list, and that's just my take on it. Comment down below, who would you rather have, Carlos Correa or Trea Turner? But yes, these are the 5 players that I could see the San Diego Padres making a run at in the top free agency market. I don't see him touching Dansby. I don't see him playing around with any other people. I think this is 1 to 5 most likely who they go after. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, comment down below any questions, like this video up, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.